Hello once again. Happy holidays. I haven't recorded a video for 2 weeks, but right now I'm playing a map called The Chamber. I found this online, and I was actually at the. I feel like I'm at the part. I was at the part earlier where I was on the, what do you call that? Some sort of coil jumps, but they left. Most of the players already left, so I was basically um yeah, I got sent back because most of the people left. I don't know how long I was into the map. Sorry, apologies for my weird noises because I'm into the transition and going into sick mode because my sore throat yesterday and I'm runny nose, etc. So yeah, forgive me if I don't know what to talk or discuss, but I'll try to come up as much as possible. So yeah, basically. All right, I'm gonna share something. Why do I keep fumbling there? That's crazy. All right, what I want to share is that there is a normally when you try to apply for a job, application letter and etc. is it's always addressed on honorable someone. Like it's crazy, especially if it's mayor or a politician. Like I do understand why they do it, why they why it is necessary for them to be hired. I mean, by them. So usually, when you try to pass a resume letter, it's always directed into these mayors. Wait, there's a cat behind me, but outside my room. Can't see it because there's a lot of leaves. So yeah, basically that. The issue, the issue that I have is that the administration has a terms, right? Democracy. So the problem with the administration is that they will only accept those who they know. So it's connection based. Again, the issue lies with the system. The systematic issue with the republic is that a lot of people, especially politicians, will only hire people that they know or close to them. So if you are competent on that job, goodbye, because they prefer someone. Why did I fail there? They prefer someone that they know or family ties. So this is one of the fundamental problems in systemic issues within my country. In local based, we have this local based governing body called LGUs, local government unit. It was established in 1999. I believe the Republic Act was, I forgot. I know it back then when I was studying, but right now I forgot. But it's a legal code 1991. Oh my goodness. I think it's not 4373. 4373 is my course Republic Act. So it's different. Wait, let me check the internet. I apologize. I just want to fact check. I think it's 4373. No, I'm just dumb. No, yeah, it is. I think it's. Wait. Hold on. 7160. Okay, it's 7160. Oh my goodness. That was so bad. So 7160. Oh my goodness, I thought I'm gonna fail. And I fell. Wow. So I was not concentrating, so I should concentrate more. So 7160 is basically the local government unit Republic Act from the Constitution. It basically mandates. I forgot. I actually forgot. So let's move on and instead tackle why this is a systematic problem. The reason why it's a systematic problem is because it kind of relies on the padrino system. A padrino system is a cultural thing where it's the father, the one that handles everything. Think of it as like the traditional type of system where it's the man that will handle. That's bad in my opinion because rather than hire people outside of your scope or people that are competent, but you have no connections with, they would rather hire someone that they know, because it's better to know someone than people you don't know, of course. Um, I guess for them. So the issue lies with this one is that it doesn't promote meritocracy type of system. It always has a fundamental issue with family ties, family connections, nepotism basically. So you will most likely get hired if you have connections or someone you know from the inside. That's the issue. And how do I know this? A lot of people, even my classmates, share that they have connections inside, and they would rather wait. Oh my goodness, I didn't jump there properly. And they would rather wait for someone right inside. I mean, that's the advantage that they possess, I guess. But it's very unfair to those with no connections. Can you imagine? You're a hardworking person, very smart. You may not know a lot of people, but you may not have a lot of connections, but you are capable of person. You have experience and etc. And you were not chosen because they don't know you. That's terrible. I mean, not all systems are like that. Oh my goodness. Why did I mess that up? Ah, not all systems are like that, I know. But I could provide examples such as the NGOs, non-government organizations. Why? Because compared to others, I was actually reach out when I tried to send a resume. Someone invited has a schedule of interview through Zoom, and I underwent that Zoom. It was pretty great. They were actually planning to hire me, but the problem is that I had to ask permission for a final say from my mother, and she disagreed. Why? Because it's on Manila. Manila is a far city. It's basically the capital city of the Philippines, and it's pretty far away. And I do agree with her. And also, the pay isn't that great either. It's not decent, and it's not great. So she deems it not worthwhile. While I was eager because I want to gain experience, I did eventually see that what she was seeing through, and eventually I declined the organization through email, and they respectfully replied to. And you get what I'm saying? There is some sort of connection, communications at the very least. While in government agencies, such as the capital, the city hall, they don't do that. I actually applied like 2 times already, and I received no email whatsoever, no contacts. It's insane. Like, how would you know if you got accepted or not? I mean, if there's no emails, you will most likely not get accepted. But you get me. The difference is that, I guess, since they're not hiring, they don't deem it too worthwhile to apply to new applicants. But still, it sets a difference between communications between NGOs and government bodies, where NGOs may not be, may not be as have the high pay, but at the very least, they respond to you. And the problem with the public government body is they will only respond, I guess, if they know you or if they have connections. If you have connections with someone, and that's a very bad example, and disadvantage to meritocratic type of systems. And I disagree with that system. So what does this breed? Nepotism. Why? Because it sets a systematic issue within the system itself that only people that knows you or you have connections with could be hired. That means families will be the first thing to go because they're the ones that someone in the politicians that knows the most. And aside from that, they would rather, do those type of things. I believe there's supposed to be a grenade here. Oh, there it is. Sorry about that noise. So yeah, that sort of problem is very rampant in the Philippines. Corruption, bias, family first, and it's not good. Yay. I was supposed to use a shadow play to record, but the problem with the shadow play is that it consumes too much of my space. I only have 26 gigabyte of space. I don't have enough. So if I record this for 30 minutes or 1 hour, that could extend like 10 gigabyte. That could damage my space system. So if I use OBS, it may not be the best recording, but it's better because I don't have to edit the size and the resolution. It may not have the as highest quality as Shadowplay, but it's good enough for me to use it. Yes, here. So this map is actually very chill. I like it. It's not hard. It's not too hard, but it's not too difficult. So there's some sort of... Oh my goodness. Managed to save jump. Thank you. Okay. Oh my goodness. Doesn't work, so let's do the moving thing. Well, that worked. So I got stuck here the most when I played this a few hours ago. So right now I do know the mechanics or the things to do when I jump here, so I have an advantage. That's the advantage when you play a specific section again and again on a multiplayer. But if you play it for the first time, you may not know where to go. So let's go back again to the systematic issue. No! Alright. The systematic issue is that it's plagued with nepotism. So when that happens, systems are so inefficient because people are not compatible. I mean, they're not competent. They could be competent, but someone is covering for them, and as a result, the downside is that the system itself relies on family ties, connections, etc. This breeds a problem of normalization. When normalization happens, corruption is being normalized. That means like, oh, I want to do this. I have a first-hand experience of this. Basically, what happened was that I went together with my mom. My mom is very well known. She's basically the opposite of me. Wow. Are you being serious right now? That didn't happen to me before. Well, too bad it happened now. So, the issue is that, I mean, what happened was that when I went with my mom, we went to a, you know, what do you call that? A government body. I was just going with her because she was planning to pass some sort of document, so I was, you know, it was just a year ago. So what happened was that she had a talk with someone who was looking for a job inside her, and she, who has connections with the top, doesn't really have a connections, but she knows someone. Just because of that, she has a friend inside, was able to contact that friend and give a heads up to these other friend that who she just met, which I just met, of course, but she already knows this person. And I don't know what happened, but it does give an advantage to that person. Think of... Why? Alright, I'm gonna slow down there. I don't wanna speed up there. I'm done. Basically, the issue is that you must have connections and friends. Otherwise, if you don't, you're basically left behind. And I asked her to not use her connections for me to do this job, and frankly, she objected. But in the end, we have some sort of issues that we have to tackle that she can't focus right now. That's why I managed to, you know, just be with myself, and because of that, I experienced firsthand what the issue is. Oh my goodness. That without connections, you are most likely to have difficulty spots. And basically, aside from connections, you need luck. If you have luck, you're more likely to, of course, be chosen or be recognized. Oh, you're that. Oh, you're the son of that. Oh, you're the daughter of that. It's pretty insane how systematic corruption is in the Philippines. And I may not know other countries. It could be the same, but I'm just sharing that. How do I know this is this rampant? A lot of people already normalize it. Like, oh, you need a backer. Sana all may backer. Sana all means, um, wow. I hope it's kind of like a term that used for. Wait, let me concentrate. It's a term used for. Whoa, it's cool for you to have it. Well, I don't know. It just can't translate it well, but it's like trying to let someone hear like, oh, you have a backer. That's pretty cool, I guess. It's a backer connections basically. So people already normalize this, and it shows how the corruption and systematic issue with the body. So why is this very corruptible? Mainly because the constitution needs to be updated. It needs to have a new amendment to update the 1991 government local government unit Republic Act 7160. It should be improved. I should slow down here. Wow, that's insane. So if I slow down enough, I'll bump my head. But if I don't slow down, if I move fast, I could potentially fall down there too. So that's pretty cool, I guess. I'm a bit hungry, but see, what does it want? I need to drink water. Again, the problem with nepotism or this system is the lack of institutional guardrails, which means this is rampant because the institution or the Republic Act allows it. It's being normalized, and when it's being normalized, people everywhere will use it as a corruption tool. And you may be wondering, where are the competent people go? Well, they go abroad. Why? Why would they work here if it's very corrupt, basically? Yay. Right? Okay. Finally. That wasn't too bad. This level is not too bad too. Let me try. Let's try to spring. And wow. You see the struggle? Finally work. Okay. More springs. There we go. There we go. Crouch. I like this set. I like this section. No! For the first time I got it there, which is surprising. Right now I'm fumbling. Come on. Apologize if I struggle a lot in springing. I'm just that terrible, I guess. Come on. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. That was beautiful. Ugh. Not enough. You know what? I shouldn't crouch jump there. Crouch jumping is kind of weak. Come on, spring. So when you have weaker institutions, systematic problems such as that becomes rampant. Why? Because institutions, if it's very strong, doesn't allow those sort of systems to thrive, but instead it promotes meritocracy or a hardline competitive based system. So yeah, if you have connections, good on you, buddy. But if you don't, like me, well, that sucks. Sucks for a lot of people. And what this ensures, what this entails or shows is social injustice. When you have lack of opportunities, you have social injustice. Why is social injustice is the issue? For example, there are a lot of people that are competent or have like the knowledge to work, But the question is, why aren't they being employed? It's because of systematic injustice. The system perpetuates this issue. It allows corruption, and as to why competent people often go abroad. Why would they work here if they would have just better life abroad? Think about that. Okay, this part is a bit scary, but I like it. Okay. Ugh. Yay. The technique here is to just under jump. There we go. And there we go. Do believe can under jump here. Come on. Maybe you could. Come on. And there we go. Now, here, I mean, I actually made it there, but I slipped. And then the game restarted because the people just left. When there's no lobby on CGB, it just quits. I may have a problem right now. Compared to a CGB, which I have like a plasma jump delay, this one here, I don't. So this is pretty bad for me right now. Probably have to improvise. Oh my goodness. Okay, that worked, but barely. That's also a problem later when I do the coil jumps. Excuse me, I burp. Feels nice to burp, but yeah. No. Alright, this is the room where I got stuck the most. The chamber. The chamber. There we go. Now let's test. Oh, okay. May have a more chance here. No freaking shot. So it's difficult to time well, especially if the ping is non-existent because I'm hosting it on custom. So let's go back to systematic injustice. And how can we prevent it? You can prevent systematic injustice through powerful institutional guardrails. What does that mean? Updating the constitution, the amendments, fixing it for modernized terms, because a lot of people, especially more mega corporations, exploit this system because they want to benefit money. They want to make money. And if such system exists, for example, regulations, that's a problem for them. Regulations are a problem basically for every businesses because it takes money from their income. So sorry for that minor cut off, as I had to talk with my mother. I mean, mommer. What the flip is the mommer? So let's go back to systematic injustice. How can we prevent it? Powerful guardrails, updated constitutions, amendments, bills, in order to stop them. So, can you imagine if you tax the rich? What would happen? Basically, life will be easier. Why? Because the wealth inequality is a problem. The more the people at the top gain wealth, the more the wealth is on their hands, of course. But the problem is that that sort of wealth should be distributed, because it should return to the normal folk. And if it's not, it's basically just a problem waiting, such as the lack of healthcare, the lack of break. I don't know how to time it correctly. I'm just terrible at this part, I guess. So yeah, I'm not really that expert on this knowledge, so forgive me. If you have better ideas, comment down below. But yeah, for example, if you are a business, you hate regulation, right? Regulation is basically a tax to your business, and most people, mega corporations, doesn't want that. So instead, they invest their money, they invest billions of dollars lobbying or trying to buy out politicians, bribe the politicians. These politicians of theirs will ensure that their agenda follows, which means this politician, if he or she wins, won't tax their business. And who's the loser here? The common folk. Because the taxes could have been used for better infrastructure, better train infrastructure, public infrastructure, etc. You name it. And if that isn't being used there, infrastructures will be aging, lots of healthcare won't be covered, and wealth inequality continues to grow. And basically, you are waiting for another French Revolution. French Revolution, basically, they killed the king and queens, the higher class, because the people had enough. This is another problems or dilemma when it comes to violence. Is violence necessary? Yes, it is necessary. Why do you think regime changes occurred? It's because of what? Violence. Do you really think peaceful things happen? Peaceful measures could ensure change? I would say yes, it does occur, but not to the extent of violence when violence is applied. If you apply violence in revolutions, systematic changes occur. Why? Because you got rid of the corrupt, fat, wealthy. The wealthy 1%. And you may be replaced, and that issue will only continue to plague the system if you don't update the system. So basically what I'm saying is that if you were to do a revolution like the French Revolution, incur violence, and you still didn't update the system itself, nothing changes. You have to do both. So a lot of people that are saying that violence isn't the answer are entirely wrong. Because violence is the only thing that ensures... Oh my goodness, I can't just coil jump there, huh? That ensures that the top 1% that hoards money, the wealthy, who are corrupt, are feared. They fear such changes will occur. Oh my goodness, I'm just tired. It's already 4:20 p.m. I just want to pass this level. I don't know if there's more. There's probably more. But I may not complete this map. I apologize. Come on. And honestly, I did that better without the spring. I mean, without the normal jump. Right. Okay. Okay. What if I punch this? I feel like I have more chance if I punch it. Yep, I have more chance if I punch it. So, How do we prevent corruption? How do we prevent corruption? Yay! This is the part where I fumbled. So how did I fumble? Well, I did the grenade jump too. But the problem is the save jump. Oh, I did it. Okay, I'm not too sure what to do here. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Huh? There, I guess. I'm scared. Woo! Is this it? Oh, there's more. Okay. The important thing is I managed to pass that level. What is this? Okay, okay. Alright, so how do you prevent lobbying? I want to share something. Aside from the issue in my country, the system itself, there's also another issue that is basically plaguing that nation, and it's the United States of America. So the issue is that, wait, how do I do this? Is there a grenade here? Some secret... Nothing? You know what? How... How does one... Okay, I'm not entirely sure what to do here. Is there some sort of grenade that I'm missing here? No. That's odd. Is it a very hard slide? Come on. I can't seem to jump here. I did get stuck there. The only thing that I want is for me to jump. Oh! That worked. That was weird. Okay. That also worked. Come on. Okay. Okay, don't overjump. What the flip is this? Okay. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Not too bad. Under jump for the win. This one looks so evil. Normal jump then. There we go. Oh! We made it! That's pretty cool. Very cool map. I like it. What's this name? The chamber. Pretty easy. So I was actually right. I was almost at the end. If I did complete that, if the players didn't left, that is. Well, at least I completed it. Anyways, let's conclude the discussion. So how is violence necessary? Yes. So how do you prevent systemic injustice? Better institutions. Better laws in order to combat such issues. Because if you rely on the person or the administration or the new administration, that's the biggest flaw in democracy that I've noticed. The biggest flaw is that the institution relies on the new people. Yes, it is weird sounding, right? What I mean to say is that the politicians, they rely on the new politicians rather than the institution will find a way to hire competent people. So if you rely on... It was such a... So if you rely on politicians, you will never get a proper justice system because it will always be injustice, inequality, and etc. So yeah, in order to prevent such issues, you need better guardrails and stuff. I guess that's all. It's pretty generic, I know, but anyways, that's all. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.